Boy, some of you black women never cease to amaze me. You really don't. It's amazing how so many of you will be such big promoters of quote unquote black love, and we need to have better relationships between black men and black women. Here you have the model of a successful, happy, black, married couple, and y'all complaining about something that man said that was true about how they got together. Because y'all had a problem with it. Simone, the actual wife, which only 25% of you can get married. And guess what? Simone Biles happens to be part of that elite 25%. And many of y'all saying that crap ain't married. Well, hell, maybe even sleeping with a married man. You hypocrite. And y'all sitting there talking about how dare he say this and that, and his career ain't good enough, and he don't make enough money for Simone, and how dare he say that like as if he's the catch when she's the catch. You know what? Maybe some of y'all just need to mind your own business. You know, there's a saying that you can't learn how to make $1 million from people that make 100,000. Because if they knew how to make a million, they'd be making it themselves. And I even saw a woman in one of these comment sections saying about, "Oh no, girl, they ain't no good. You need to get it. He needs. You need a guy that need to get a guy that likes you more." You know, maybe Simone doesn't want a simp. You ever think of that? Maybe Simone Biles is a feminine black woman. I know there ain't too many of those, but maybe she just wants a few that actually wants a man that she can admire and actually look up to. Not just based on how much money that she can suck out of him like some succubus, like a lot of you are. Complaining about because this man said something that was true. He didn't know who Simone was. And you know something? Just maybe that's what she wanted. Maybe she didn't want somebody that wanted to be with her because of her star power or because she was a public figure of some sort. Maybe she wanted somebody who didn't know who she was, so therefore she figured if he wanted to be with her, he wanted to be with her for her. Maybe this girl's a little smarter than a lot of you bitches out here complaining about what her man said. Okay? Pretty ridiculous, because you know why? Look at this picture here. That man did it traditional way, got down on one knee, right? You see her in that picture on the right? Do you see how happy that sister is? You're also worried about them being happy, but you know what? Y'all ain't worried about them being happy. You know why? Because most of y'all are perpetually single and miserable. And that's why they say misery likes company, because this is exactly an example of that. You complain because the man said it wasn't about how he pulled her, it's how she pulled him. The man was telling the truth. He wasn't being arrogant. He was saying that he didn't know who she was. Guess what? Simone saw what she wanted. She went after it. Maybe some of y'all just need to take tips from Simone Biles. Just maybe she knows something y'all don't know. Did you ever think of that? She wasn't looking for this man to have more money than her. She's looking for this man for being a man and doing what he needed to do. And hey, okay, his career isn't as successful in comparison to her career, all right? But guess what? Not everybody can be one of the best gymnasts that ever lived in the world. Not everybody can do that. But guess what? The fact that man has been picked up on NFL roster says that, I mean, look, you got to be one of the top athletes in the world to even get in the NFL or any major sport. So that's saying something for him. Okay, maybe he's not as talented as her in comparison to career to career. But so what? Let me tell you something. Most of you bitches complaining will jump at an opportunity to get with a dude like this. Because guess what? He still got more money than you. And I can tell you right now, he's still a millionaire. You understand that? So guess what? If any man that you knew, okay, I'm gonna tell you now, the money that he has, if I had that kind of money, I'm gonna tell you something, I wouldn't have to be worried about getting a woman. It'd be no problem. If you want to break it down to that. The problem is that's all y'all think about is what man you can get to suck the blood out of. And then, you know why? Because y'all take hypergamy to an obscene level. Because you know why? Because you guys want more than, a lot of you want more than what you're even worth. I mean, really. You don't even seem to know what your real value is out here. You think that Just the best, whatever the best is, you deserve. No, that's not how it works. A lot of you don't even have much to offer, except for some old used up cooch and a bad attitude. And that's why I thought when that one girl was in there talking about, no, girl, you need somebody that likes you more. You know why she said that? Because she has that typical masculine, feminist attitude, which is, I got to be in control of the situation. He needs to have his nose up my ass. And even though a lot of you women sit there and say that's what you want, you really don't. Because you know why? You don't respect the guy that does it. You claim you want it, but when you get it, you don't respect the man for having his nose up your ass. And you know what? Maybe Simone's at least honest enough with herself to say, I don't want a man like that. I want a man who has respect for himself, and I want to follow him. I don't want him to follow me. I want to follow him. Maybe that's what she wants. And guess what? If you claim that, well, actually, that's the thing that's funny about feminism. It's supposed to be about, equality and women being able to make their own choice. But what's funny is that it's a bunch of crap, because when a woman don't make a choice with the choice that your BS ideology would deem that she needs to make, then you want to go on the attack. Then you want to criticize her. Then you want to tell her she don't know what she's doing, right? Then it turns into that. Oh, we're trying to look out for you. Y'all bullshit. Y'all ain't trying to look out for crap. Well, you know what the problem is? A lot of you women can't keep a man if he was tattooed on your ass. But you know what you want to do? You want to tell somebody else the same bad advice that you've been practicing for years that got you perpetually single, but you'll go right here lying, talking about, oh, I'm single by choice. You ain't single by choice. You just can't keep a man because guess what? Once a person get done with you after a certain amount of time, they're done with you. They're done with you because you know what? People can only put up with you for so long. And then the guys who you claim you want, when you get them, you don't want them either. You know what? You use them like a dog. You step all over them. And then you know what? Some of those guys will stick around for a while you step on them. But guess what? Eventually, they turn tail too and say, you know what? I had enough of her. And you know what? Some other girl smart enough to say, hey, this guy does all these things. Well, guess what? I'm not stupid. So, yeah, here, I'll take him. Obviously, you don't want him that bad. But then guess what? You guys are just like little kids. You know how a little kid that has too many toys to play with, and then there's only like maybe a handful of toys that the kid plays with, but he's got a whole bunch of other toys, or she's got a whole bunch of other toys. The kid's got a whole bunch of toys that they don't even play with, right? Some other kid comes along and goes and plays with one of the toys that they don't even bother with. They just take for granted. Now all of a sudden, now they want that toy back, right? As soon as they run that kid off, guess what? They put that toy down and go back to doing whatever they're doing. And don't even give two craps about that toy. But they didn't want it until somebody else did. That's how y'all are. You don't want, and you know what the reality is? You know what the problem is? Let's just be real. A lot of you black women hate black men. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. If this was a white man and he was broke as a joke, you wouldn't even made this criticism. You wouldn't have said nothing. You wouldn't have said nothing. Matter of fact, you would have defended her choice of getting with a white man if it was a white man. But you know what? That's just, y'all full of hypocrisy. And it was funny. Y'all sit there and talk about black men. You know what the problem really is? Like I've said this before. The problem is black men have the ability to date out more than you do. That's the only problem you have. It's not because you're so against dating out. Many of you are not against dating out. You're only dating against it when it's black men. Why? Because you want the first right refusal. Because you don't have the choices that black men have. That's the reality of the situation. Now get butthurt about that. Okay? That's the real deal is. That's the reason why shows like Scandal were the number one watched show by black women for a long time. Because you know what's funny? You're also worried about quote unquote respect. We want to be respected. We don't want to be disrespected. But the funny part about it was you had no problem watching a rich, powerful white man have a black woman as a side piece. And then y'all sit there and try to play it off by saying, oh, we like the writing. Yeah, okay. And I was born yesterday. Y'all have this zaddy fantasy, and you don't care. This Brad could be just some basic bottom shelf Brad, but you're happy just because the dude is white because you feel like you elevate and you project that thinking on to black men. Oh, you just want her because she's white, because she's a trophy. First of all, this isn't the boomer generation. Number one, okay, we are way past that. I mean, the Gen X generation was supposed to be the generation of integration. So guess what? A lot of us went to school with a mix of people. So we didn't see dating a white woman as anything special, but y'all still do. Why? Because most white men ain't trying to wife y'all up. If anything, the only thing they want to do is maybe hit it off and then keep going, and half the time they want to act like they don't know you. But you want to sit here and try to shame black men. Here's a black man with a black woman. You think you'd be happy, you'd celebrate that. He married her on top of it. He ain't got kids by a whole bunch of other women. Matter of fact, they ain't got no kids yet. I'm sure they're gonna have one soon. But instead of y'all celebrating that, y'all want to sit here and talk about you don't like something he said about how they got together when he did nothing but tell the truth. And somehow y'all were insulted by that. But yet, the woman who's married to him, that's smiling in that right picture, happy as hell that she got what she wanted, and she's happy. She succeeded in life in a way that 75% of you don't. I mean, let me tell you something. Simone Biles is one of the elite of black women. Let's just be real. Not just her being an athlete. I'm talking about just being a woman in general. 80% of black women are overweight, and 80% of that 80% are obese. So Simone Biles is neither one of those, and she's also married. So she got y'all beat by a long shot. So maybe y'all need to take tips from her. She don't need no tips from you. She's already done two things that most of you won't do for your entire lives. But y'all want to sit here and tell her, yo, girl, you need to do this. He shouldn't say that. I don't trust him. Blah, blah, blah. Trying to put all kinds of doubt in her head about this man when she has no reason to. Other than because you ratchet bitches have a problem with the fact that he said that he was the catch. Well, guess what? He was the catch. He is the catch, and she got him. Well, yeah, maybe y'all need to take some notes. But no, you don't want to do that because that doesn't fall in the line of your nonsense. Because like I said, most y'all don't really like black men anyway. Y'all engaged y'all got indoctrinated by an ideology that was racist in its history with these white suffragettes. Because feminism had nothing to do with black women. There have never been any controlling patriarchy in this country that black men control. There's never, ever in this country been black patriarchy. A demographic of men who have the highest illiteracy rate, the highest unemployment rate, the highest mortality rate, and the highest incarceration rate, and have not written one law in this country's history, could not possibly have any control over you. Especially not when the master could just come in and rape you and him whenever you want to. Okay? So let's just be real since we want to go there. But y'all don't think about that. Everything that happens to black men is a joke. Here's a black man who married a black woman. Guess what? They're not starving. They live in a nice home, I'm sure. She probably shares his money with him. Her money is his money, not just the other way around. Because most of y'all think your money is your money and his money is your money. It's our money somehow, but with your money is your money. Y'all sit there and lie through your teeth and say, oh no, well, I make money, I make this. Guess what? He didn't even know who Simone Biles was. Didn't even know who he was, and y'all are offended by that. But the woman who he married isn't. Something wrong there, don't you think? The math ain't mathing. Why do y'all got a problem with it? I mean, it's just unconscionable. It really is. It's unconscionable. But you people just can't get your own life straight. But you want to tell Simone Biles what she should tolerate and not tolerate. And this and that. And I'm sure some of you will make this out to be some form of disrespect. Because you don't even know what respect is, because you ain't got enough respect for yourselves to look in the mirror and realize what a fool you are and how you've been losing all along. But you want to keep telling yourself that it's not you, it's these men out here. They ain't shit. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all can't even, I mean, it's ridiculous. Leave this girl alone. That's why she came on social media and said, "Are y'all done yet?" Because she ain't trying to hear it. And you know something? I know y'all ain't gonna like to hear what something else I'm getting ready to say. Do you know the one thing about Simone Biles that probably benefited her? She got to basically be friends around other races of women because being in a world sport like that, where you get to travel, you get to meet different people, she got to get a culture other than some twerking hood rat culture. She got to get something a lot more than that. She got to learn. She learned. So this woman has class about herself. Okay, this woman has class about herself. She has femininity, and she's holding her man down. Let me tell you something. If more of you black women would be like that, there'd probably be like a 99.9% of rate of black men being married to black women and dating black women. But you know, you got 86% of black men are with or married to black women. But y'all want to complain about the 14% of guys who in reality you didn't want. And out of that 5%, the only reason why you complain about them is because you feel like you should be entitled to their money just because of skin color. Y'all don't own black men. That's what y'all don't seem to get. We have choices, okay? You're not our new slave owners. Well, a lot of y'all think that. Y'all think that that you don't have to compete for black men. Y'all just think that automatically because they're black, you should get them. Well, that's not how it works. Because I got news for you. Black men shouldn't apologize for doing what makes them happy. Because this BS sense of race loyalty, I'm going to tell you why it's BS. Because many of y'all in the community don't have no real race loyalty, surely don't have any loyalty to your community, don't have any loyalty to having a strong nuclear family. You don't have no loyalty to that. Y'all committed to what y'all want. Half the time, y'all don't care about what your kids want. Your kids just got to suffer. That's the reason why you're so quick to go put a man on child support and then turn around and don't even let him see his kids. And then let the kids suffer. And then when your hood rat welfare behavior and upbringing that you brought your kid into don't work, and you date different men, and who knows, some of them dudes that you date might either kill or molest your own kid, and not just the girls, the boys too, because you leave these kids unprotected because the biological father, you're too busy punishing him because one, maybe he didn't want to be with you, and two, because he just got tired of your crap, or you decide you want a different dick. Let's just be real. What? No, let me tell you something. People from the outside groups can sit there and see some of the stuff going on. And you know what? It may not be so much that they're racist. Well, people got to ask themselves, why would I want to engage with people in a dysfunctional cultural pathology like that? It just doesn't make sense. They see how you treat your men, and they might laugh about it, but I can tell you right now, white women got enough sense not to follow suit with you, and the ones that do, believe me, they don't make it very far. They don't. Okay? So here's the reality. Even white women can get married twice the rate as you can, and it used to be higher than that. Hell, there was a time where black people, where the black community were actually getting married at a higher rate than the white community was. But y'all sold your men out for a damn welfare check. Because you know what? Even when the black man was getting jobs, okay, and this was evidenced by by Patrick Monahan, the Monahan report. Look it up. That the more jobs that black men were getting, the more that black women were actually applying for welfare. Because once they got to be in a position where, see, because all the welfare state did was basically fund fund you to be a no account group of people. That's all it did. You know what they say, that if you encourage bad behavior, you get more of it. That's what's happening. Man, you are getting worse and worse and worse, worse and worse, more vile, more disgusting, more hideous, more evil more cruel, and you just hate black men for just because. A lot of it is because the truth be told, you put this projection on black men for dating white women or other women of other races and say they hate themselves. You know what really that is? That's projection. Because most of you hate yourself. That's why you run around with color contacts, blonde wigs. Hair off another group of women's head that you paid for to have sewn into your scalp. And then you wonder why your coochie stink because your pH is messed up from these wigs and these weaves you got on your head. Among other stuff that you got on your body that don't belong to you. But you think that, I mean, here, look, I listened to a podcast today. What was it? I think it was Anton Daniels had this brother that was a stripper, a male stripper, who was talking about how out of all the women that the little private parties he had, he said himself, and he has a black girlfriend, mind you, when he was saying this, sitting next to him when he was saying, as he said that out of all women who he dealt with down there, he said black women as a whole had the worst odors of all women. The worst. They were the ones that primarily smelled bad. What does that say? You think that man was making it up? Because guess what? He was sitting right next to a black woman, which is, matter of fact, he let the cat back and said they were going to get married. So at the end of the day, guess what? It had nothing to do with her being black. It had to do with the fact that there's a dysfunctional or pathological thinking in the culture of a lot of you women that is putting you dead last. Dead last. But you want to continue to lie to yourself. You want these platforms to sit there and lie to you, tell how you're the best. Black girl magic. Black girls rock. Oh, this and all this other stuff. You just want all this self-aggrandizing, but nothing that actually support. See, the thing is, when you're succeeding, you don't have to say it. It speaks for itself. You need to engage in all the self-aggrandizing language. Your life speaks for itself. People can see it. They'll tell you. See, that's how you know you're successful when other people are telling you. Not when you got to tell and sell it to other people. Here it is, Simone Biles, one of the greatest gymnasts ever in world history. And she's winning. You understand that? This girl went through some adversity in her life. I mean, look, she had been molested by that guy, that medical examiner, that Nacer guy, along with some of her other teammates. Okay? This girl got trauma, but guess what? Even with the trauma she got, you know what she did? She went and did something about it. She didn't go take it out on every black man. One black man had nothing to do with it. Guess what? She picked up the pieces, and whatever support that man gives her, if it's good enough for her, then damn it, it's good enough for me, and it should be good enough for the rest of y'all. Because if anything, y'all need to take some tips from Simone Biles if you really want to be happy. But the question is, do you want to be? Seems to be that you don't. You just want to sit around here complaining the rest of your life, wanting something that you can't have, which is other than what you claim you want. Let's just be real. And you're running around here trying to make other women who are ultimately making you look bad. Well, actually, you're making yourself look bad. But what y'all want to do is drag everybody else into this group think that they don't want to be involved in. Y'all claim that women have agency, they can make their own decision. Well, guess what? Let this woman make her own decision. Let her face her own consequence decision. That's real equality. That's what the real equality is. Making decisions and dealing with the consequences of decisions you make. That's being an adult. That's being a woman. That's being accountable. But no, what y'all want to do is tell her what she should have in her life other than what she wants in her heart. She don't know you, most of you people. Never met you. But you get on social media trying to throw shots at her, throw shots at her man. Like she not going to be offended about you people throwing shots at her husband. Because you know what? She didn't want a simp. And she didn't get one. Y'all want simps? Get a simp. You continue to be miserable. Because guess what? Them simps will tell you what you want to hear. But most of you know damn well that you're being lied to. Or He's telling you what you want to hear because you don't believe it yourself. So you want Simone Biles to do, because you don't want these men to have no real choices. That's what you don't want. You don't want, see, because what happens is when you have somebody like Simone Biles doing what she's doing, that exposes y'all for who you are. That's what it does. It exposes you for your deficiencies and your flaws. That's why you got a problem with Simone Biles not kicking this dude to the curb. But guess what? She's smart enough to listen to y'all, and I hope she forever. I don't care. Even if they don't stay together, they get divorced. She still don't need to listen to y'all, because at the end of the day, y'all be the last people to tell somebody I told you so. Because guess what? They could be getting divorced for different reasons. Hell, here's another thing. Just maybe Simone Biles and y'all want to go into the aspect of, well, if he don't like her as much, then maybe he'll be out here doing whatever. Do you know that maybe Simone Biles ain't worried about that? Maybe she's one woman, one black female. Oh, shocker. They ain't worried about him going out. Maybe if he don't give her no diseases, don't bring any kids to the relationship, maybe she's not so focused on that. Maybe just maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying that she does feel that way. But let's just say she does. Who do y'all to say anything if she does feel that way? That's a grown woman, right? She can make her own choices, right? But what y'all do is turn it on the man. Oh, he's brainwashing you. Like maybe she can't think for herself. Guess what? Everything is not your business. Okay? Everything that goes on in their life ain't your business. Ain't for you to have nothing to say. Matter of fact, y'all ain't got nothing to say about it. And you shouldn't have nothing to say about it. Because y'all ain't in a relationship. Them two are. Do yourself a favor. Go get some help. Get honest with yourself. Okay? Go get some counseling. Do something with yourselves, okay? Because many of y'all are really sick, man. Really sick people, man. You become so bitter and so sour that in reality, you can't stand to see a black woman happy, but y'all claim you want to. No, you want to see this black woman whip some man into shape. You want one of these situations like Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, right? Where she's just like the freaking, she's basically running him, right? And he's just this little pookie, right? That's what y'all want to see. And because Simone Biles, man, isn't a pookie, y'all feel some kind of way. But guess what? Simone Biles should not give two shits about what none of y'all say. Just mind your business. Worry about your own life. She's been doing something right so far. And even if things don't work out, she'll still do better than most of y'all. Now, take off. You go freaking worry about figuring out why you so worried about what's going on in another woman's life when you can't get your own shit together. I'm out.